This is your host, Frankie croft smales. It's back with a 3. To say I looked on my footage going about the thoughts about the game and etc. Apparently, it did not pick up the audio because I did not have it switched on. So I do apologize in advance. Now everything should be running sweet. This is my thoughts. How I feel about the game, what worked and what didn't, and it may contain spoilers. And I'm in the Sanctuary 3 ship, but where you get to unlock after when you complete a cult following, and take you guiding tour of this room. This room changes from character to character. It is not the same aesthetics. However, for the dimness, Amoras, I think it's still a similar vibe to Flak, and I'm not sure about Zane, but Mo's is a lot different. It's a lot brighter because of her being tactical and more military, so they went for a brighter vibe to her room. And all these pegs here, you can adorn your customized items and that, what you get from Lucky World drops, and from a vendor called Crazy Earl, which was voiced by the wonderfully talented Randy Pitchford.
What you want?
And you could buy things like heads, skins, emotes, following the other games like Destiny and that got silly dances and that. You got echo themes to change the decals on your echo device. You got little trinkets that like little keyrings that you can put on your weapons to adorn them. And you got skins to change the aesthetics and the colours of the weapons. Then again, it's like Destiny, which has got a similar scheme, which you can use shaders to change colours and that. And your room with the decorations, that's something out of Fortnite Pinata. And Troy and Tyrene graffiti art and Skag Skull. But if I was to go for the aesthetics of Amaras, the best one to go for is for lighting, live streaming, and you get one called Motzi's, where you unlock after when you did a quest for her, which you have to go kill Kilovolt, and that's that in a nutshell. There's another the room where Zero you meet in Promethea, who later joins the crew as the bounty quest giver, and another crewmate that joins the ship is another returning fan fave from Borderlands 2, which is Hammerlock, and the room he's got is stunning. It is fantastic, and I love coming into his room. It feels like something out of old 90s, 60s television sitcom, like the Addams Family and the Monsters, that kind of vibe. And it looks similar to other gothic eccentricities, like Peter Vincent's room, which is a apartment out of Fright Night, and Dandridge house. It's got the nice skull with a television motif that remnants to shows like Elvira and etc. It's the most beautifulest room in this game. First time when I played this on the Xbox, when I unlocked Sanctuary, when I came in here, I was bowled over about how well and graphically designed this room is, and because Hammerlock is more of a adventurous huntsman type of character. He sends you on a quest to hunt heads of rare species, and he mounts them there. So, like my room and Ellie's, they're great customizable. You can find them in world pursuits. And there's one or two rooms in here. One room becomes Ava's once you meet her and Maya, who's a returning character from Borderlands 2, followed later by Brick, Mordecai, and Tiny Tina, which is now called Tina because she's all grown up. And this is Lilith's quarters. Once you beat the main campaign, you get instructed by Tanis to meet downstairs in Lilith's quarters for a chest at the end. And speaking about chests, there's this big chest called the Golden Key chest. Where is it? Aha, there it is. Yeah, this chest here has been a tradition since Borderlands 2. And now they also got it in the remastered version of the first Borderlands game. In order to get the keys, you got to go to Twitter and Facebook, and Randy Pitchford frequently updates the keys, but the time restrictive. You got to get them straight away, otherwise come 10 a.m. Eastern, which is 6 p.m. BST. At the end of this month, it will be the Greenwich Mean Time, because the clocks change, the time expires on them. So you got to be very quick and very damn fast is in order to guarantee your key in order to open up the chest. However, on Borderlands 2, there was a site where somebody upload of the keys that are still active that you can use in them. And if you buy the diamond, the loot chest from Borderlands 2, they come with codes for various types of weapons. And when I was explaining about customizables and that for people's rooms and this is Ellie's garage. Your task is to hunt rare vehicles out in the wilds. Each rare vehicle you unlock, it gets scrapped, and most of it becomes ornamental pieces around Ellie's shop. And there's Ellie. And those are the 3 customizable rooms. And the first part I'm gonna go on about something like the story. Once I find a random location, the droughts is a great place to when you go to different locations, you get a screensaver thing with a bit of trivia about the world of Borderlands. One of them comes up about claptrap units have a penchant to climb stairs. That is akin and a reference to Borderlands 2, which claptrap we can't climb stairs. And the first thing I'm going to go on about now is the story. The story is about mainly about the sirens, which is Lilith, the Calypso twins, Maya, and etc. etc. About and it's about the race so you can get to the great big vault and whatever. There's so many hurdles in place that pursues it is like Lilith gets her powers stripped by Tyrene Calypso, who has a penchant go around siphoning powers of sirens and that. And she and her brother Troy Calypso, who's the first male siren for God knows whatever reasons, which I find is totally absurd. Like in Greek mythology, that sirens are always been female, not a mixture of both. but that would be to find it totally absurd that I think they went in this game towards a diversity and representation angle to the game, and both Troy and Tyrene are founders of the Children of the Vault cult, a cult that were full of outcasts, bandits, and that has their own belonging in society for whatever, and that, and have a very disdain against the ethics and the religions of the cult by calling those who oppose them as heretics. However, the definition of the heretic is a person or persons that are non-believers is against certain faiths and religions, and they use the cult status as economic streamers, which is glorified in YouTube and Twitch content creators. That they oftenly film themselves slaying the victims in order to get viewership.
Let's see what you got, heretic.
And with the stereotypical tropes on
For the Calypso.
yeah, on the stereotypical humor on social media with the likes of YouTube and Twitch, which they tells their followers to like, follow and obey, which is a play on words called like, follow and subscribe. The niche that every content creator tells their viewers who has a large cult followings to tell them to don't forget to like, follow and subscribe, but in the way they span it in this game was like, follow and obey. And Tyrene has strong beliefs that she thinks that the vaults are a birthright because she knows and understands what the vaults do. And she basically uses her cult followers as ways and means of food sources and that. And the way they pursue the demeanor about the Calypso twins, many people who review this game did not like the whole concept and design of the twins. They thought they came off as bland and generic as hell, and so cliche, and that it felt like they were carbon copies of the Riddler and Two-Face from Batman Forever, so wacky and eccentrically out their mind. And of unlikable characters beside the Calypsos is this girl called Ava. Ava is this brash, annoying, whiny, 13-year-old stereotypical emo girl that basically disrespects adult authority, which she's also serves as an apprentice of Maya. Instead of Maya throwing her overboard, she decides to take her under her wing, like Obi-Wan did with Anakin Skywalker in the prequels of Star Wars, who was also unlikable in the prequels due to the fact he was also brash and whiny, very unlikable. But the sad factor is, at the end of the game, Ava becomes commander of the ship for God knows what reason. What does a 13-year-old have to do when it comes to commanding a ship? It does not whatsoever. And basically, who should have really got the command of the ship is somebody like Tanis, who's been constant throughout the series. And the other candidate that should have been in consideration for the role of commander after Lilith passes over the torch is the likes of Ellie, the crew's engineer, who knows everything about the ship. She was the one that helped design and built the ship, so she should have been by right the new commanding officer of the ship. Other than her, my other top picks would have been Tiny Tina, which is now called Tina, but on the promotional material of the action figures, she's still called Tiny Tina. Alongside her would be Brick and Mordecai, or even Zero himself. If Maya didn't get killed because of Ava's stupidity, she would be also in consideration of becoming the next commander. But no, we all, at the end of the game, we all stuck with this whiny, teenage girl. But many people thought the story was excellent. I totally disagree. I thought it was mediocre as best. Some of the jokes about social media and that did not land in certain places. I get it that satirizing social media is a thing. It's been a thing in spoof comedies, which did those satire about social media very damn well. But when they try to bolster that into a video game, it finds it hard to connect. Look what happened with the 2016 Ghostbusters film. They tried satirize YouTube and the commenters who who was hypocritical about the trailers by being lambasted and lampooned just for a cheap gag. That totally failed. But if you have a look at other works, other sci-fi works that did satire well, The Running Man, which is loosely based on a book by Stephen King. Total Recall, which both of them starred Arnold Schwarzenegger, the late 80s to early 90s version, which was spun off from a novelization from Philip K. Dick, We Can Remember It for Your Wholesale, which did that narrative of satire very damn well. RoboCop, which is from 1987, that also explored satire commentary very damn well, and the jokes in the satirization segments landed expertly. The other one that did satire very damn well, Starship Troopers. That type of thing. But when it comes to satirizing it in a video game, it had no logic on placement in it. But one thing that I found quite not right about the whole angle about the sirens was the introduction of a male version of a siren, which that does not go right about the mythos in Greek mythology about the sirens has always been a race of females. So one thing that I found totally off about the whole aspect is using biblical propaganda to push the narrative of fanaticism and religion. That doesn't belong in a video game which is about hunting vaults and getting loot. Look at Star Wars. Star Wars does it so well because it's mainly about religion, while Star Trek is more about the politics. That type of thing. But trying to coattail it into a video game, it does not always land well. So many people say, "Oh, gee, Ruiz, oh, you're not another one," and that's a hypocrite and that. No, the point being is, due to some people's upbringings, like myself, that had religion forced down your throats, that's bad enough. In real life, never mind seeing it in a video game. If I want religion, I would watch a program something like the Sons of Praise on a Sunday. That type of thing. But in order to thrust the religion in a video game, it doesn't land as well. But it felt this game was less about hunting vaults to stop a new apocalypse than it was more about the true importance about being a siren. Then what is Moses, Flax and Zane's existence as characters in a video game when it was supposed to be in CENTREVEZ eyes about sirens? Probably not much relevance whatsoever. And the problem is, when during through the cutscenes, he was not present, unlike Destiny, which is now solely owned by Bungie, in which they did it masterfully well. You felt like that was an important part of the plot and the story. But in this particular game, you felt like a caricature, not a character. A character is a person or persons that is involved in the plot of the game. A caricature is a caricature trait that holds no relevance and importance, and the true essence is being involved in the story of the game. And I move on to the technicals and the things that I don't like about this game. But it's the part of the story, how they kill off a Maya that's a fan favorite. It feels like he was shoehorned in. To say they, throughout Borderlands history, they had to kill off characters in order to advance the plot. How they did it was totally handled bad. But why they did it in Destiny 2? They didn't kill off a character not once, but twice. It was down to one thing. The reason why they had to kill off Speaker because Bill Nighy's contract was up, and he was busy doing other things. And when it comes to the concept of Forsaken, Nathan Fillion did not renew his contract as K6 because he was off doing a show called Rookie and other voiceover works. So his hands were tied. So they had to kill off both the Speaker and K6. In order to get around that is they replaced him by Nolan Off, who also replaced Peter Dinklage. who did the voice of Dinklebot. And the etc. But did it to grand excellence in Destiny 2. And that was the story side. Now I'm gonna move on to the technicals. Start off the sluggish movement when it comes to the jumping. The jumping in this game is terrible. You try to jump on a ledge quite a few times. The characters have a tendency to sway off to the side, or they basically lag. And the other bad part about the technicals is the AI. With certain certain NPCs has a tendency to pause for a bit when it instructs you to follow this NPC. They just stay there. For instance, Lorelei and Vaughn, who was terrible for doing that. See if we've got any other weapons other than a shotty. Here comes the cutscene now. I'm not going to touch it for the intro. Here it is. You should not follow me down here. So that's a bad sign. look at this. Bastard! I really hate that when they do that. I've got no friggin' ammo.
Out of grenades!
I'm out of everything. Never mind, just only grenades. I'm out of health as well. This is where the cheating bastards. I hate that when they spam ball that at you. So sick and tired when they spam that shit over and over and over and over and over. Snow for look at that. That was done deliberately, was that? Now I've got no health file left. Because he's right. And the best thing I could do is I'm running out of everything. And he knows it. I was almost a fucking goner then. Now I'm all out of fucking ammo again.
It's squishy?
Return to the base and send that data to Reese. I have more to kill. Oh, and Vault Hunter, you are worthy of that name. Good hunting with you.
Yeah, but it was a bit of a Titanic fight. Yeah,
Wow.
to continue about the
You really
technicals
just
be
popped the brains right out of my gigamind. Not satisfied with running underfoot, huh? I get it. My father once said I was 12th in line to run the company, so I made 11 quick little cuts to the family tree, Now I'm next in line. Think about that. Now you've put yourself in my way.
Yeah. Continue about the technicals. When it comes to the jumping is worse in this game. When you try to jump on the ledge half at the same time, they strafe off to the side, and the other problem about the technical side, it was the companion AIs that often freezes and that, but that was the every now and again you get stuck in a scenery. That was the technicals. When it comes to the gunplay,
my partner slash nemesis. He talked a big game, but there was a reason why he was down on his luck. He was lazy, but I was hungry to prove myself. Then one time, we were wandering through the Casmarian quarry, and I fell through some brittle rock. Aslan calls down, "Nice knowing you, DeLeon," grabs my stuff and splits. Well, I had to find another way up, and bam, that's when I found the vault. I guess the moral is, sometimes you gotta fall before you make it big.
yeah, as for the gunplay, it is okay, but the problem is that you constantly run out of ammo very damn quickly. As you saw during through that Giga Mind fight, I almost came close to dying because of the ammo reserves is so poor and that. So I'll end up having to find ammo and occasionally had to spam my jumping around all the time in order to dodge. And the enemies can be a bit tanky. That's the huge problem about this game. And unlike other games like Destiny, which have an almost infinite amount of clips that go in shot without ammo, and that game is not a big issue. And when it comes to ammo reserves in this is not very good. Even though when some of them say legendary and epic, majority of them does not live up to their name, and there's been a huge uproar about the whole issue of them nerfing weapons in this game, like they usually do in video games. A week after release, what they usually do is they start issuing the nerf armor by nerfing all the good weapons and that, because the community complained. But when it comes to games that requires it because of balance, because some of games do have PvP, but this game is heavily focused on PvE. That does not have no qualities of PvP, not as just yet. Understandably why they had to do it for is because they got some kind of pseudo raid coming up, not to the caliber of the raids in Destiny, which is heavily mechanical and that, but when it comes to raids in this, it's totally different. So that's the huge thing why they had to nerf such things and etc. because of the thing called balance. So many fans weren't entirely happy, and the other issue about the weapons in here is the lack of vault space. Unlike Destiny, which they learnt upon that and start increasing the stuff you can store because of things like armor, gun, weapons, and all sorts. It's because they got three classes. They got Warlock, Hunter, and Titan, which they get so many sets of the gear. They got the raid gear, they got the Crucible / Iron Banner gear, they got the Strike Pacific gear, and they need a lot of vault space to fit in. But the problem is with this particular game is, in order to get more vault space, you have to buy SDUs for markers, but they cost astronomical because the prices go up. Once you buy all the upgrades for markers, there's no point maxed out. You're going to be struggling for even more vault space, and that's the whole leading to the issue of nerfing weapons and that, which is not very good start. But moving on to the character designs. Some of the character redesigns are done well with Tanis and Lilith, and likewise with Brick, Mordecai, and Tina. They're all done well. But the only ones I did not like the redesign of mainly is Maya, which they made her way too skinny and scrawny, not like she was in Borderlands 2, and etc. Yeah, and many people criticize on how they redesigned Ellie, which did not look right whatsoever. So both of them need a lot of work, but the most standing ones was mainly Lilith and Tanis.
Guns for every occasion.
And I thought that was a short briefness about the character design. But the world designs are stunning. Each one are breathtaking, like the cyberpunk environments of Promethea to the jungles of Eden 6 to the arid deserts of Pandora, and the vibrant. Yeah.
Why do you smell like brains and fried circuitry? You know what? I don't want to know. Call Reese. Let him know you got the job done.
Yeah, thank you, Lorelei. Yeah, and to the feel of being like in a Tibetan monastery settlements around Athenas, which is the next city coming up next, which you meet Maya and Ava, who's a newcomer to the series, that was not well liked within the fandom. Before further ado, there's going to be a lot of talking, so I'm not going to talk over the dialogue, so enjoy.
Hey, Vault Hunter! Did you get the data from Gigamind? Give it.
Oh, I got it. But I want your word you'll help us open the vault.
Oh, yeah, that. It's just I'm super busy with this whole invasion thing. Any other time, it is Vault o'clock, baby, but I've got my company to look out for.
So you don't mind if I throw this brain in a drainage ditch?
Wait, oh, okay, fine. I rebuilt Atlas from almost nothing, and I will do anything to keep Malawan from taking that away. I swear on this company's future that I will help you find and open the vault.
That's as good a promise as any, Killer. Give the man what he needs.
I have never seen Reese squirm like that. You're really something, Vault Hunter.
Standing right here, the hologram can still hear you. And Hollow Reese has feelings.
And there's the payoff.
Oh man, this guy had everything up in there. Troop movements, supply lines, scouting data. Looks like Malawan's been searching for fragments of the vault key themselves, and they've got some leads. Planet called Venus?
Venus? Perfect. Vault Hunter, come up to Sanctuary.
Great work. You do that. Reese, out.
Okay, so you saw a corporation that was getting curb stomped by a way bigger and cooler corporation, and you said, I'm going with Team Loser Stash? Come on, work with me here, superfan. This whole beef over the vaults has been getting mondo views, but it's got a shelf life. Specifically, when you die, so try to keep it going, maybe find some better allies? Just a suggestion. Later.
Yeah, Tyrene is such a villainous joy. That comes off a bit of a kind of a stylings of Cruella de Vil. Yeah, that was I went over the story, the technicals, the character design, and the city design. When it comes and and now the cinematics. The cinematics is great, but some of it felt like a bit off with the whole introductionary of Lilith. That was a live action shot.
Meet me up on the bridge when you're ready, Killer.
That majority of the time. The voice does not sync with the emotions. I don't know what was going on there, unlike the essence of Angel in the previous titles that played by Brittany Johnson. But somehow they went with a total different actress for the live action version of Lilith. And it felt a little bit awkward and off. The introductions of the Mouthpiece and Shiv and others were done spectacularly to grand excess. But when it comes to other grand executions, is okay. And that was the cinematics. And here comes a load of talking in this bit, so I'm gonna leave them to talk.
So how was Promethea?
Big city, felt like home. Atlas has seen better days.
We'll help Reese when we can. Right now, we've got to get to Athena's. I've got a friend there. We should see what she knows. Claptrap, type broadcast to Athena's. Call sign Sapphire.
And comms open!
Lilith! What are you... Oh, damn it!
Bad time?
Yeah, kinda. I'm guessing you're calling for the same reason Malawan's trashing our monastery? Well, I don't have it, but I know where it is. Hey, get here soon or you'll miss all the fun. And by fun, I mean getting bulldozed by corporate murder squads.
Maya. She can hold her own until we get there. She's a siren and as badass as they come. Hell, maybe we can convince her to join us.
It would be helpful to have another siren on board. Besides you, Lilith. I was still counting you.
Oh, more ladies on Admiral Claptrap's love ship. Everyone's look at the Claptrap. Booyah!
Set a course for Athena's, Vault Hunter. Again. These guys are relentless.
Drop pods ready when you are, VH.
I heard you want us some allies while on Promethea.
Yeah, I get the cinematic open for Athena's, but I'm not going to do it because I need to do quite a lot of leveling up. In order to do that, I need to do loads of side quests, in which there's quite a lot of side stuff in this video game to pad the length of the game. Some of them are pointless than others. And that's how the flow of the game goes.
A bandit cult led by a soul-sucking siren, intercorporate wolf.
And what do I think of the game overall. It's great, but it has its problems, which needs work in crafting a better story. I hope to God when they bring out the DLCs and that they have it more fleshed out. But the other words that need touching on about this game is there's quite a lot of empty areas that has not been flushed out at all. There's one up here, but to speed things up, I'm gonna get a vehicle because doing it by foot, I'm gonna alert quite a lot of skags and they're pain in the up butts. When you get to the sanctuary ship in this base and set off, then it becomes somewhat of a seminal player space. But it feels empty. What this could do perfectly with this area is have it fleshed out, so it can like fill it with NPCs, vendors, and that giving out quests and having other vendor shops. So you can be worthwhile of coming to it and spending money in that, and it can be a planetary player home. Bit like most other games. Instead of having it void of emptiness. And this is the huge problem when these video game publishers and that overhype video games, saying look at all this vibrant, bustling scenery you can explore and yada 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 yada, and the majority of the time they don't know what to do with it because it's totally empty. So other than looking in chests and that, what you saw there was no purpose to visit. Only enemies you come across is the racks, which is not a big issue. With something like a good sniper and that, you can easily take them out. That is not a problem. But when it comes to the other areas, like the first bit, it suffers exactly the same problem. Feels empty other than Shiv.
Why even try?
Thing which is not, which is She's not a real farmable boss because they don't drop anything significant. And do you see there, there's a bit of stuttering because of the enemy dropped. And this is the other issue they need to get put right about this game. Is a bit of lagging. And does to things they should quite a few things they should work on a lot better. But the environment is great, but people is now gonna ask me, is it worth full price? Probably not, because I got the deluxe edition, and quite frankly, the bonuses you get from it are totally underwhelming. Couple of rubbish hand cannons and a couple of other cosmetic stuff. So what I'll end up having to do is I just basically got rid of them. Unlike Destiny, which to do exclusives very damn well. I don't know why that happens. And this is another issue that needs sorting out. Because Armorer has a tendency of changing weapons. And this is one of the areas that could have need work on. I get by Ellie's. I'm not gonna loot everywhere. And look at this. This is Ellie's garage. What was Ellie's garage? Now, because nobody is around, it feels empty until you get to here. When there's a full smaller catchment of bandits.
I spy.
And the other problem is... Look at that. I'm level 10 and I just almost getting taken out by a level 4 badass fanatic. And the other problem is enemy scaling in this game is also needs a bit of work. A bunch of level 4s should not be easily taken out a level 10.
Why not? My recipe dies with me!
As you just saw there, I was getting bested by a level 4. Badass fanatic. Because it's not balanced correctly. This is the huge problem. As you just saw there, when I was going about jumping, I missed that. Because sometimes she can clear it, and other times she just basically missed by a fraction. Because the jumping mechanics is so poor. Like I put it in the technicals earlier on, and this is the demonstration of that.
I'm good at this!
Look at that, she just missed it a fraction. I jumped on it and she sidestepped. Because the hit detection when it comes to jumping is synced very bad. Look, she missed it again. This is what been happening the majority of the time. She either landed perfectly, or she falls short. because the hit detection is way off. I even went far back, and that was not enough. I went far back as that there. Look, she's not even making it. She constantly. And by the way, I'm not doing this deliberately. I'm just showing you the awkwardness when it comes to jumping mechanics in this game. On the PS4. It's not an issue on the Xbox. But when it comes to the PlayStation 4, look, she's not making it at all. And this is the huge problem. And this is why I think it was a bad mistake of putting the chest up here on top of a roof. Where the likes of Amora look, she's not making it. This is way off. And the computer is identifying what I'm trying to do is preventing me from doing it. That's why it's shortening her jump. And this is the huge problem with the jumping mechanics, it's so out of sync. Look, she didn't even jump that time. She just fell down. Either something not right about a skill tree that's causing it, or whatever. So can like, I would have landed it round about now. But for some strange reason, she's not landing it at all. No matter how further back or how close I get, she's not making it. She's just falling short. So I'm totally convinced now there's something wrong with her jumping. If you can't make it from this incline here and land it perfectly like she normally does,
make the ground.
Look, she's not even making it. And this can be time consuming.
What a rush!
Look, she's not even making it. She's not making it now. And this is another thing that needs to be addressing. She should have landed that by now. But for the last half hour of doing this, she hasn't made it not once.
Look out below!
Look, she's not making it. This is just hot garbage now. And this game knows it, so it's gonna make me do this a whole hour in order to perfect it. And Amara's supposed to be a badass siren, but yet she can't do something simple like run and jump. Look, she's not even making it. She's starting in a jump. No matter what tactic I'm doing. Because she's got to make it, otherwise I'm gonna go round and I'm gonna throw up. And this is the huge problem. Look, she's not even jumping. She's belly flopping. And sometimes it doesn't help but what weapon you got equipped. More heavy weapon you got equipped, more it weighs you. Look, she's not even making that. Why is she not making a jump? Because I've got only seconds to do this before this area resets. Look at that! No matter what tactic I'm doing, she's not making the landing. There must be something in the skill tree that's screwing it up. Because when I did this earlier on, she landed it perfectly on the top of that roof. But now, for some strange reason, she's not making it. Come on, Amara, I could do this. This is totally pathetic now. Amara's not making the jump. This is the huge problem I had with her on the Xbox. Look, she's not making it. Why is she not making the jump? This is hot garbage, is this?
Never eaten siren before. Look away. Got a thing I gotta do.
No, because I was taking way too long. Now they reset.
Hands up!
Thank you. As you saw there, it took me like several attempts to get on top of here. And it's can't and it's to,
Oh, you came. It's glory I fall. For the Calypso. Time for you, action. I died for the steel beam. My gun's forsaken me. I become chaos.
Barely worth the sweat.
and that's
You wanna go?
Tell Tyrene I'm sorry.
Fall seconds.
That's my favorite sound.
and that's it. So as I was saying, is this game worth half price? At the moment, no. You can wait until it's half price and get it cheaper. Like I said, with the whole incentives you get with the deluxe edition is not with the money because look at that. That's twice she's done that. Because of the mediocre stuff you get with it. So I would hold off until it's round about half price. I'll give you all my overall view and I'm going to get back to Sanctuary. And for this week, it is double iridium week, which doubles the iridiums. For somebody that's just tuned in, welcome to the stream of my thoughts. To recap, those of you just tuned in, I was going over about the story, the technicals, the character designs, and all sorts of other things, which they could be improved in certain areas than others. Like there's certain areas where it's avoid of all the NPCs and that. I showed the brief demonstration of the problems when it comes to the jumping mechanics in this game. And what can do better in order to correct the issues. reason why, for purpose of me doing a second take on this, because the other one I did, when I looked back on the footage, it did not pick up the audio, so it didn't get the voiceover. So I looked back over my settings and that, and managed to rectify it. And I'm gonna go back over to Sanctuary. And I also showed around the Sanctuary ship, the rooms that I liked in it. And some rooms are customizable. You could collect items and that from world exploration. I was going about how to access this gold chest, which is been a tradition in the series, which, like I said, Randy Pitchford updates his Twitter page with keys, and the time restricted. Like his key now is 10 AM Eastern. Now it's 6 PM PST, and now that code is expired. For those of you who would get the key for today, and it's been totally expired. However, me being lucky person, managed to get it early, so guarantee my key on the Xbox that I got. So I did complete the story on the
Goodbye for now.
Xbox. And what I've thought about the whole story about it. And thanks for watching this second take of my thoughts of Borderlands. Before I go, I'm gonna give my overall ratings. The story 2.3, the technicals and another 2.3, the mechanics and gunplay 4.2,
good to see you.
And environmental design is 6.5. And my overall rating will be something like 8 out of 5, 8.5 out of 10. And don't forget to follow me on social media. All the social media links will be provided in the description bar below. And I have a video about how to farm Knuckle Dragger in order to get the Hornet for Borderlands 2 on this channel. And this is me being Frankie across smales wherever around the world. Thanks you for watching. Have a great morning, noon, or night wherever around the world. So stay safe and fairly well. May the force be with you, and Excelsior, and don't forget to like, follow and obey.